Today, the progressively overlapping spheres of work and home, as well as the increasing importance of mobile, unconstrained and flexible lifestyles, encourage one to look for living options that are independent of fixed patterns and predetermined locations. Housing has been and can continue to develop so that they are able to adapt to the changing needs of users. Adaptable housing is able to respond readily to different functions, patterns of use and specific users' requirements, allowing for future change to be easily accommodated within the fixed building envelope. Throughout the 20th century there has been a search for the ideal home, and many designs have focused on flexibility and adaptability as a key innovation element. However, many houses today require effort, inconvenience and expenditure to release any flexibility it may have today by altering, converting or extending. Homes need to be ideal for work, sleep and play with private and public spaces. Increasing flexibility of homes with variable divisions of interior space and flexible furnishings play a role in this development, so as to meet the needs of today's changing society. The idea of flexible housing dates back to the early 20th century as population size increased and urban housing was developing. Le Corbusier was one of the most significant architects from the 20th century, and in 1914 designed the domino house model as a prototype for the mass production of housing which is critical today. It proposed an open floor plan consisting of concrete columns around the edges, with a stairway providing access to each level, allowing for flexibility in plan. In 1926, Le Corbusier developed the basis of modernism, proposing the 5 points of new architecture. Based on his theories, he built the Villa Savoy, which has since become one of the most important architectural house precedents in the history of modern architecture. It is a manifesto of Le Corbusier's 5 points: the support of ground-level pilotis, a functional roof serving as a garden and terrace, long horizontal windows to provide illumination and ventilation, free design facades, and a free floor plan and flow of space. Le Corbusier felt that these were the necessary components of design and the basic principles of his new architectural aesthetic, the international style. Architects such as Pierre Chiroux were influenced by Le Corbusier's designs with the use of load-bearing columns and began experimenting with the use of folding and sliding partitions to divide rooms that could be opened up to create large open spaces when needed or to produce longer-term changes to the internal layout. Pierre Chiroux designed the Maison du Verre. With limited space, the house has no load-bearing walls with no structural purpose, allowing for a free plan. Maison du Verre is a house for working and living in. All areas communicate freely, but when segregation is required, sliding walls are used. Gerrit Rietveld was the first architect to use sliding and folding screens. The Schroeder House in Utrecht is one of the most renowned flexible houses of the 20th century. It is a very abstract and open house which is successfully achieved by interlocking sections. The introduction of partitionable spaces responded to practical needs of the user, offering an adaptable and multifunctional interior. Sliding and folding walls and surfaces have been combined to create a system to physically divide the bathroom and bedrooms from other spaces. Flow-through spaces have continued to be popular and dictate modern apartment living today. For example, dining flows into the kitchen and into the living room. However, many houses in the UK have a set number of rooms, doors, windows and cupboards open and close, but little else does. Although some homes today feature sliding doors between rooms, architecture continued to be influenced by those from the early 20th century and designed homes that have flexible interiors, organised as a series of interconnected spaces that can be joined or divided by means of sliding partition walls controlled by the people living inside.